There's only one manufacturer that's producing a 3D
Uh,
semi, right?
But they do the Pro and the Semi-Pro.
Well,
And the Pro is nothing more than a heavier duty
unless
version.
you're getting like the big, huge Sony
That's Sony.
broadcast.
Sony
Okay.
has those big ones. Fuji, Nippon has the big ones. You can get the big stuff, but the future is the Panasonic smaller 3D cameras. They're far better. I mean, but they don't zoom, but then again, none of the things you have zoom to
But
begin
you
with.
know, that probably tells you more than anything, that because they're the only manufacturer that stepped up to do that.
Yeah, but we do have a 3D camera that zooms, folks.
Yeah.
When we go out to the beach, we'll tend to use the 3D camera that zooms, so we don't have to set up. And they'll say, well, if that zooms, why don't others? Well, isn't that a question?
Isn't that a good question?
Why is it that we have a camera from China that zooms?
Are you sure it's from China?
I think it's from
From
China.
an Asian
It's from an Asian country. Most of the things come through China. Well, let's put it this way. It's either Japan, Taipei, or South Korea, or China. And I'm betting on China because of the name of the thing, so. And the fact that everybody involved in the company is Asian, so. But no, it's just, are the people involved in 3D serious, or are they just throwing the money of their investors down another toilet?
Well, here's the challenge as a consumer, is when you have all these things going on, you're thinking, well, which one do I buy? And since there's what if I choose the wrong one, right?
And
then you can't get,
Yeah,
right? You
okay.
can't get more equipment for it.
Okay.
You can't get more glasses for it, right?
this is for anaglyph.
Mhm.
This is for polarized. This 80% of the 80% of the TV sets cannot use these glasses. None of the sets are using these at the moment. They're going to, at 80% are using active shutter. But the glasses are, as far as I know,
But, yeah.
they go with the set line.
But see, part of it is you can watch those others on a standard
Yeah, okay, but
standard broadcast signal.
yeah, but they're not broadcasting in that. But they're.
We are.
We are, okay. Ours can be seen, well, I'll guarantee you, everything that we do can be shown on any television set that's currently in operation. You know, and it can be shown on any TV set ever built up until this moment in time, this place in history. That's all you have to do to see anything we produce, these glasses. Those
Which
glasses.
are the most readily available.
They're most readily available, and they're the simplest to do. Go to your local party store, go to Michael's, pick up some red and cayenne stuff, and make your own little glasses to wear. Put it, you know, you got a set of reading glasses, just go take the bloody stuff over the top of the reading glasses. You know, that $1 set of glasses from over at the 99-cent store that basically nothing but clear glass, you can tape the stuff over the top and you've got yourself a set. You know, you spend $1 plus the cost of the stuff, and if you basically, you know, you lose them, it costs you $1 to go get another set. It's simple, but they want to sell. Okay, the company that sells these things, which is Real D 3D, basically wants to sell you the.
The polarizer,
The polarizer.
and they're the leader in that.
They're the leader in it. So, but most of them want to go to the active shutter. A lot of what you're seeing is basically they run electric current through the thing, and it's an active shutter glasses. But, you know, here, you know, I don't have a set sheet over here for the moment, but here's a kid with your, we're going to try this again. We've done this a fashion. Here's his glasses. There's only 2 sets of glasses because you got 4 people in family. Like, you have to buy 4 sets. Who's going to spend $400 another set, 2 sets of glasses? Here, little kid, he said, hey, Jerry, I want to see the cartoon. Okay. Oops, I didn't catch it. Mom, Jerry broke the glasses. We need to go get another set. Ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna find Mommy and Daddy going to the store and buying another set of glasses after they busted them. You can't see what's on the television without them. Basically, you can see, I've seen the 3D stuff. I mean, you can't see that 3D stuff without
Part of
glasses.
it is the active shutter does look really good.
Yeah, but still, you can tell it's 3D. You've got the multiple images. You can't watch a 3D program unless you D3D it. So there's your problem. If it's being shown exclusively in 3D, you have to have a back converter that goes from 3D to 2D to show a 3D thing. Because they're not going to have a channel where you see the two. Movie theaters are running 2D and 3D at the same time where they can run 3D. The money is mostly coming in from 2D, not 3D, no matter what they'll say, because...
First of all, if they're gonna make that much money at a movie, there's only so many 3D movie screens.
There's only, I think, I think we got 27,000 theaters in this country, and I think 3,000 plus, 3 to 4,000 are 3D.
Yeah, 1/9 of them.
1/9.
So for example, like a movie like Avatar, which they said was a huge 3D success,
Yeah,
most of the money, we would guess that 1/9 of it came from 3D.
Yeah.
Actually less than that, because a lot of it came from
and
international.
the international who don't have 3D either. So,
So 1/9, you could say 1/9 in this country could have been.
so you have to be very skeptical when you know there's this amount of theaters and there's this amount of 3D, that a movie made $1 billion on 3D alone. That's a physical impossibility, not enough theaters to do it. That's why there's, like I said, go count the 3D movies available to show on the Blu-rays that they're selling. There's a handful. Because there's not enough money in the conversion of 3D to video for the companies to put it on 3D. It's a safe bet to do it in 2D. You know, they'll make more money at it. And if 3D comes along, this is where the people, we're ahead of the curve on our side, because by producing everything in 3D, we have the originals in 3D, and all we do is back off and turn into 2D. Which means we just go back to the vault, we do, the editing is all done with the 3D process, so. It's just like a pushing of a switch, and we go from 2D to 3D, that quick. But the trick is, it takes about 3 hours to do the whole processing fit into 3D. 2D is a one process system. And because we're doing 3D to 2D, it's a multi-pronged system. To undo, it gives you God awful beautiful picture, folks. You have to see when it's really well lit up, our two lenses sitting one on top of another, and the great beautiful picture you get. But we have a suspicion that 3D, unfortunately, is going, we will, like I said, March, somebody's going to be the king of, March or right somewhere after, it's going to be the king of 3D. They'll make it certain that that they will have the market all to themselves, and the other people, by sitting, as they say, on their throne, are going to lose the market. So, I mean, I just don't think they're serious. I think they're just wasting people's money. And we don't, that the people that are going to be bringing this stuff out early in 2011, they're going to take advantage of what well, you've spent all this money leading up to the 3D, so thank you for spending the money for us. Now we're going to show you how to do 3D our way, with programming to go with it. They're also going to have programming, folks. Unlike Sony and unlike LG and unlike Sharp.
See, part of it is they can all do it.
They can all do it. Remember, how many press conferences we went where they announced that we're going to have our own channel on we're internet capability with our own channel. Where are those channels?
And what happened to all this internet capable? Actually, last year there was a lot, we talked about 3D, there was a lot of internet capable TVs last year as well as the year previously.
I think they announced yesterday that the Sony finally switched this thing on, and they had 17 million viewers for it.
Oh, did they?
But unfortunately, how many of those 17 million viewers are repeat gamers and stuff?
Well, it's awesome for gaming.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and part of it is 3D, you've seen, for example, animation, graphics, architecture, design,
Yeah.
right?
Gaming. Gaming is all, gaming and animation and sci-fi.
Immersion.
Basically, they're all designed for 3D. I've seen some, actually, I can't remember. A few years ago, I worked on a horrible project with the actor Gerald Moore, done in Czechoslovakia. I didn't go to Czechoslovakia, but that's where they did all the effects. And it was all done with hand-drawn everything around the actors to make it look like they were in a foreign environment. They were walking around in their spacesuits and stuff. And then all these little characters have been drawn with colored pencils were put in to give you the effect that, they put them here, the characters were there, so it gives you the illusion of a 3D thing. You got the volume look because of You know, they overlapped everything with their, because they were artists at work. But too expensive to do something like that. I can imagine how much time they spent into something that basically had no value whatsoever. It was an experiment, but we don't know. I mean, people have got an opportunity to do something big, and it does not look like they're going to take that chance. So, they don't take a chance. Somebody becomes very wealthy in March. So they're being warned. We're warning you because you know how they can do it. You know how they can show 3D, you know how they can basically utilize the set that you created for Activision and use Active Shutter, and use it for their benefit. And it ain't new, folks. It's been around since the 1950s, but they don't want to do it because the fact that they couldn't sell a $3,000 television set with that $300 set of glasses. And then, well, it'll make it a heck of a lot easier for the people producing, because then they'll have one set standard to work from, and everybody will just say, oh hell, we can shoot it any way we want, and the processing is all the same. Processing would be the same in Los Angeles as it is in Dallas, as it is in New York, as it is in London, as it is in Bonn, as it is in Peking. The processing would all be exactly the same. Which we hate to tell you, this is exactly the same now, it's just the next step is different. It's the basic is the same, they make one step more, and it changes. It basically, I can go, this here I can turn out for polarized, I can turn it out for Active Shutter. This is what we can do with our equipment. If you take two of those steps out of the way, you just save them a lot of money. And you can have that 3D thing out very quickly. When it's out, when it's done, it's run. Okay, when the bad 3D movie has done its run in the theater where it loses money, you can have it out on the other people's system in a month, and then they make them their money back. So I know, it's just we get grumpy about some things because, you know, we truly believe in 3D. We wouldn't have invested in all the money we have in the equipment if we didn't think that people were going to take us seriously. And then we don't lose, because we will have the largest library of 3D material in the world when this is all done. No way, one way or the other, we end up on top. So, but I shouldn't want to speak. I've been doing this since 1952.
A very long time.
I've been
which
at
is why
this.
you've seen it all happen.
I've seen it since '52. My father actually did something back in about 1927, I think, something like that. So that's way that's like 15 more years, and we're out of that sense, that part of the life. So.
And we've been working with 3D on a daily basis for about a year now.
Yeah.
That's on a daily basis.
On a daily
We've
basis.
been posting on a daily basis since April.
Yeah, and we've been shooting exclusively in 3D for several months, and that's simply because we have the big camera now. And the big camera allows us. We're the first people to ever shoot trade shows totally in 3D. I mean, we're putting the stuff up as rapid as you can, but once again, because there's not enough places to put it, we don't want to step on ourselves, so we're putting up one 3D video at a time of the trade shows. It's just like she's done gifting suites in 3D. She's putting them up one, because she's got, over on Not a Spring Chickens, they're going to start being more 3D stuff over there soon. We have News Video Web, we have MEN News Video Web, we have the Best of News Video Web, we have the Bikini Czar, we have News Video Web in 3D. We've got a god-awful lot of video channels all over the cruddy world. And we are starting to spread 3D more across our board so we can get more of it out there. And this is truncated. This isn't all of it. I mean, we shoot long form. Mostly everything we do is long form, not short form. You see short form, you see it truncated. And it doesn't necessarily, if you take A, B, and C and put them together, they don't match. Isn't that amazing? You can't put A, B, and C together, or D, E, and F, put them all together, and it's all going to match up. Can't do it because the editing is fixed so that you can't. You can take the individual pieces, but you can't put them all together. So, we get grumped because we know that people are out there at the moment really working their hearts out to do something to get this bloody industry off the throne.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like they're much interested because it's gonna cost them money. And well, I don't, well, we can finish this in the immortal words by email we got from a 3D company. I don't think we have the budget for that. If they, how are they gonna sell the product unless people know it exists? So until next time, this is Ocam.
And this is not a spring chicken. We're here yesterday, today, and tomorrow. For more information,
You can go to www.montybalboas.net on the net, and our website is up and roaring, folks.
yeah.